Hello everyone and welcome to my corner of the world. Today I have a technique to share with you. I have no idea what it's called. It's just something that I was playing around with, and I decided I would call it Fool's Gold technique. And the reason why is that if you just look, I don't know if the camera can pick up, but on this black background here I've embossed some copper embossing powder, and it just reminded me of Fool's Gold. So I'm just going to show you how to do the technique, and then just briefly explain how I worked this card. So the reason I came across this particular, if you like, technique was that I wanted to use the marbled stamp, and I just love all these swirls and curls, and I started by doing just black stamping. So what I've got here is a quarter sheet of cardstock, and then I've got the Memento black tuxedo black ink, and I'm just going to ink it up. And I find it works better with these large stamps if you flip this stamp over and put the ink pad on, and you can tap, but if you're not careful you can get little lines. So I just kind of smooth and rub it round until I get a nice, what looks to be even coating of ink. And then with my 1/4 inch piece of card, I'm going to place it on top and use some scratch paper. So I'm just going to pop it on top like this, and then use some scratch paper and just press it firmly so I get a good transfer of ink onto my paper. I think I'm good there. There we go. Hey, that's great. So that was what I ended up with, and it didn't do anything for me. So I started looking around for ideas, and there is a new stamp set that came out with the 2018-19 catalogue called Artesian Textures, although in the UK we would say Artisan Textures, and these stamp sets that have got these little background type things fascinate me. We had one a few years ago called Gorgeous Grunge, and I think I probably wore it out. I used it so much, and it retired a couple of years ago, and now we've got this one, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. So there's one in here, this little one here, that's kind of got little irregular bubbly shapes on that. So that's the one I decided to take, and I've got my Versamark, and I'm simply going to dot the stamp over. You need to just, you can't see it, so you just need to work your way down the card in a uniform way. And then I'm going to put my copper. You can use gold or silver, but I use copper because I've got some copper ribbon, and I've shared many times on my blog how more often than not it's the contents of my ribbon drawer that dictate the colours I use, and so that's why I decided to use copper. Now then, I can see where I have some embossing. I'm not quite sure if I can bring it up. You might be able to see that I have a few gaps, so I'm going to just carefully go back in and fill those. I think I've probably got them all now. And a little bit more embossing powder. have to remember where I put it now. Did I put one there? I think I should though. There we go. All right. Yes, keeps better. Much happier with that. So then I'm going to set the embossing powder with my heat tool. It'll take a few moments for it to heat up, and then I'm going to use a piercing tool to hold it in place so I don't burn my fingers. And when it will start to go, and hopefully you can see it turning from a dullish sort of powdery, and we've got the pretty glimmer of the copper coming through. There. I think we're nearly all cooked. There. And there we have what, as I say, I'm going to call fool's gold. And you should be able to see the copper picking up the light there. And then all I did with my card was to trim it into sizes and just layer it onto. I used crushed curry here, and then this is smoky slate onto black, and I did put a smoky slate liner in there as well. And this, I believe, is a 1 1/4 inch punch layered onto a 1.5 inch punch there, and then I just ran the copper ribbon round. And you can use this as a layer in and of itself. You just need to trim it down to meet to your card size. This is just a regular card, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in the middle. And so there we have what I am going to dub, until somebody else tells me different, my fool's gold technique. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I look forward to seeing you next time. If you look for the link underneath this video, it will take you to my blog where there'll be a bit more information, as well as links to my online store so you can buy the supplies. Well, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.